Nice. It looks like we're getting ready to be going. I do see I am on Mixer. That's cool. And Periscope, what's up, guys? And I see we're online on YouTube and D Live. That's nice to see. Twitch.tv is sending data. Should be seeing me soon. And hopefully there are no technical issues. By the way, there were no technical issues with the Jesse Lee Peterson show today. That's nice. Right? As far as we know, anyways. Other than the ones that were built in. There was an interview on the Jesse Lee Peterson show, a replay that aired today with a young lady, a young black lady. And she was arguing with Jesse and stuff, but the audio was a little bit blown out, but that was not Jesse Lee Peterson's. That was not Jesse Lee Peterson's fault, nor was it Joel's fault, because Joel wasn't here. It was Andre's fault. And mine, I guess, since I was a producer at that point. It was a 2015 interview with Ashley. Was it Ashley Tues? No, I don't remember. Anyways, guys, this is Tuesday, May 12th, 2020. Get ready for a show. You're going to enjoy it. And I do have my second favorite caller back on the line, and you guys can call in too. 888-775-3773. Was I too hard on Earl, or was I yelling too much? Some guys told me to chillax, or that I need to do the silent prayer. Maybe so, I don't know. But I have a little bit of updates about this coronavirus thing, oppressive government. I looked up some mess about Gloria Vanderbilt, by the way, who's a famous lady. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with her. I really sounded familiar, but I wasn't clear in my mind who she was. But she was the mother of Anderson Cooper. And I have some information about her. Some hater of Jesse Lee Peterson sent me an email to tell Jesse, but instead of telling Jesse, I'm going to tell you. Because this lady is, I don't know, there's some lady that's emailing me, and she thinks that, I don't know, some people aren't clear thinkers. But anyways, I have also some footage, very interesting footage, of this Sean Reed guy. You know, the guy that Tyrone from Chicago called in a couple of days ago and said, he's a veteran, did you know that? Somebody else called in and told me that they saw him, or maybe it was on another program that I was watching, the Crypto Report, Asmodee's channel on DLive. Said, I think somebody called in my show, though, and said that they saw him firing gunshots at houses. Well, I found that footage, and it does appear that it was indeed him. I think, let's just call it alleged. But Sean Reed is another young black man killed in America for being black in America by cops. Pfft. Anyways, get ready. I think that we're streaming pretty well, right? Let me just double check Twitch. Oh yeah, we are live on Twitch. Nice. What's up, Twitch people? I'm on 6 platforms: Twitch, Mixer, Facebook, Periscope, YouTube, and DLive. Okay, let's get ready.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la.
Hey guys!
Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report. The Hake Report. La la la.
So, what's up, guys? I am James Hake. This is the Hake Report, and it is Tuesday, May 12th, 2020. And, by the way, there was a super chat at the tail end of my show yesterday. Right at, 10:03? Oh, I don't know. Maybe I did read this one. Mo Betta Jankum said, Diamond. Nice. Appreciate that, man. If there was another one, I'm not sure. But anyways, thank you guys. Yeah, we can, turn on the AC. It's not good for the computers to get hot, much less us. Well, much less the computers, really. We can handle the heat. We're men, right? So, guys, and shout out to Jesse Lee Peterson with 47 viewers hosting the Hake Report on his DLive channel too. But you can mosey on over to mine to join into my live chat. I see you guys. Take care, Business Bear, Nolo King, Hot Computer Smell, and over on YouTube, Nick LeChick, Christine, Skip, Leonard Skinner 77, Edward, Chad, Flat Earth Ed, Brandon Johnson, Jill. Thank you guys. And so I will be getting to your calls, but real quick, let me cover this story that I've been touching on ever since Sunday after I watched parts of this crazy stream. So you guys may have heard about this guy named Sean Reed. His real name is Desjan or something like that. Desjean or something like that. I don't know. But that's what his name was. He's dead now. 21 years old. Just wasted his life. And I think he was a father. I don't know if his child had been born yet. Maybe so. I checked out his Facebook page. By the way, show his Facebook page. It's a memorial Facebook page now. And it still has some questionable things up on it. See, it says Sean Reed, S-E-A-N, last name R-E-E-D. And it says it's a memorial page. They turned it into a memorial page. And yeah, that's true. And he was an unhappy person, man. Like, he was hating some of the young ladies in his life because they would confuse him. That air feels good, by the way, Nick. Thank you. They were confusing him, playing with his emotions. And he would sometimes post about wanting to kill them. And I think that he was just kind of exaggerating. But still, he was pretty miserable. And you can see if you're watching the video, if you're listening to the audio, I'll describe it for you. His profile picture shows him with like a grill. A grill is basically when you have this fake bunch of like gold teeth or something on the top of your teeth. Correct me if I'm wrong, Joel. Joel may know a little bit more about black culture than me. But anyways, but maybe not much. But anyways, Joel is innocent, not like this guy. Well, I mean, I don't know. This guy was young and just wild and miserable. And apparently kind of had a reckless death wish. I talked yesterday about black recklessness. And these black and white liberals called in, one guy from Canada, pretending that it's the whites who are reckless and not the blacks. And you can say that whites do get reckless sometimes, but this is a consistent pattern of black recklessness. Every time, one of these shootings almost. Reckless. And this boy took a lot of selfies in his Toyota Corolla. Shout out. And I'm showing you a photograph of him pointing basically a gun at the camera lens. And it happens to be, I believe, his gun. And it's a fancy gun. It has some gold stuff or coloring to it and black. And this is an interesting point because there's video of him shooting at houses with what I believe to be him shooting at apparently at houses or just over their roofs, tops. And he shout out to Derek. I might not have fixed my stream. Let me just double check. Oh, okay, guys. Now I see what you guys are talking about. Apparently I forgot to update the title of my stream, guys. I'm interrupting this story briefly. I forgot to update the titles of my stream. Very unprofessional. Maybe I need to get a producer. Everybody wish Dylon well. He's kind of a de facto producer. He doesn't really run the back end of this stuff, but he helps with booking guests and things. Maybe he could be my de facto producer. But I forgot to update the titles of my stream to Tuesday, May 12th. It says Monday, May 11th. Shout out to Derek. Big bump for this. Oh my gosh. And by the way, Big Bump sent me some crazy tips of angry black people. Radicals. Black Panther types or new Black Panther types. I don't know the difference really. You know, Daily Mail doesn't either. That's partly why I'm confused. But I'm going to probably show that to you tomorrow. Crazy stuff. So anyways, it is Tuesday. It's not Monday. Apologies. Bear with me. Psh. Anyways, back to this guy, Sean Reed. This is this picture of him with his gun pointed towards the camera, and it appears to be him. That's in the header of his Facebook profile. Some of you guys don't use Facebook. It's kind of a boomer thing. But he still did back then. A little bit at least. And that was like something that he was proud of, pointing the gun. Reminds me a little bit of Trayvon Martin posing with guns and weed and puffs of weed smoke coming out of his mouth. Weed smoke looks totally different from cigarette smoke, by the way, guys. Anyways, hopefully the stream is still steady. Looks like it. Nice. It's just that the titles are wrong. My mistake, guys. Anyways, I have more about this guy. There's several photos of him posing. He has his gun in his pocket. He has his gun in his car. And even, I'm showing you a picture of an older picture of him pointing his gun at his cell phone with a big long clip, which is not a clip, it's a magazine, right? But anyways, and it has a flashlight on it, you can see. And then, if you look closely at the screenshot of his Facebook Live video, in which he died, his last day on Earth that we know of, you can see that same gun with the light appears to be right next to his lap, just underneath his, I guess that would be his right leg on the seat, driver's seat. And that's not an In-N-Out shake cup, is it? No. Okay. Where is he from? Indianapolis. I don't think they have In-N-Out in Indianapolis anyways. But, so it appears that that's that. Let me just show you some crazy footage of his, from back in February, of this young man, male, pointing, oh, and there was more pictures of his fancy gun thing. Crazy, huh? But I have footage that he shared on Facebook shamelessly. In fact, show the FB shooting gun little thing. Okay. He posted this back in February 23rd, right? Which is actually the day that Ahmaud Arbery died over in elsewhere, right? And he posted on Facebook this, writing, "Me, where you at, shorty?" Talking to, I guess, his girlfriend, right? That's what they call them. Her, at my best friend house, smoking with her boyfriend and his friend. My phone about to die, though, so I'm going to put it on the charger. Crying, hearts, kiss. And then he says, okay, little mama, be safe, kiss. 20 minutes later, and he shows this video. And it's just a short 7-second video. It has 6.7 thousand shares, 8.9 thousand comments, including one from me. And lots of reactions. And you can see, if you zoom in on this, that's an actual blast. That's not just I don't think that's just an airsoft gun. That's an actual explosion coming out of his gun from firing a shot. I took screenshots just at the right moment. Several screenshots. It took me a few to find this one. But watch this or listen to this short 7-second video. He's playing music and firing out the window of his vehicle, or a vehicle. And you can see them passing by houses on this thing. Listen to this and watch. Oh, I don't know if you guys heard that. Did they hear it? Crazy, huh? That's crazy. That's Sean Reed. Apparently, driving through a neighborhood or something, firing crazy shots. I don't know what he's reacting to or what he was thinking, but that person who called into my show saying that apparently seems to be right. And that gun that I'm looking at in that video has that yellowish, orangish, goldish coloring on it. Has that long magazine. Looks like maybe a 30-round magazine. I don't know. They're not legal over in California, even though they should be. They're constitutional, but not legal, right? Because I don't know. What a mess, right? How Computer Smell gave a diamond. Where you at, shorty? And then it says, hey, attributes the quote to Hake. So anyways, that's that boy. That's an example of that boy, what type of person he was. He was an out-of-control person. Somebody called in and gave me a tip that he was a veteran. And it's interesting. You know, I'll get more about this guy being a veteran. We do have a picture of him as an airman, meaning a man from the Air Force. My dad was in the Air Force. Maybe they served together. No, I'm kidding. This guy served supposedly 9 months, and they didn't give the reason for the discharge. But you see, I'm showing you a photograph that was shared on Twitter of this young man, Sean Reed. Sean is for short, right? In the U.S. Air Force. And he looks kind of dignified in that uniform, but the life he lived after that was not. And maybe even before, I don't know. But here I have some footage of him leading a high-speed chase, just about a minute-long footage. I'm not going to show you the part where he gets out and runs, and maybe I'll show that part tomorrow on the Hake Report, maybe. And maybe I'll find that part where the cop says, I think it's going to be a closed casket, homie. And those words are what electrifying the black community against the cops, at least in this case, right? So phony. But anyways, here's clip 12, him leading a high-speed chase. Press 1 if the audio's good, meaning nice volume. Press 2 if it's too loud. Press 3 if it's too quiet. I think it should be okay, though. Listen to this and watch if you can.
Hey, tell him to bail me out! Tell him to bail me out! It's the funniest shit I did all day.
Oh, I forgot to bleep. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Hey, but look. Hey, if y'all want to bail me out, you feel me? I got about 2 bands, you feel me? And then, you feel me, whatever y'all put with the shit, you feel me? Oh, this
Sorry,
is
kids, cover your mouths. Cover your ears, I
but
mean.
like, man, I can't go back to jail, y'all. Y'all know, everybody know me, I do not like jail. So, you feel me? But back to my music talking, you feel me? Until it's backwards, baby, you already know how the game go, you feel me? Hey, sis, I'm sorry, I love you, though. You know I had to. I love you, mama. I'm so sorry I put you through this. I love you, though.
And that's him leading the cops on a high-speed chase. Crazy, huh? He eventually gets out of the car, and allegedly he had his gun and fired shots at the officers. Reportedly, maybe according to the police, the taser didn't work. And he was like, I don't know. Anyways, I may show that to you later, but he was a mess. Well, you see how wild he was, thinking it's a big joke? And leading the cops on a high-speed chase, I can't even imagine even thinking of doing that. But I don't know. And he hated jail. Reminds me of Walter Scott. I don't know why Walter Scott ran when I guess he had a warrant for his arrest because he was not paying his child support, which he shouldn't have to do. He should just maybe be there if he can. Maybe the kids should have gone with him. But Walter Scott was shot and killed, shot in the back. I argued with Earl a little bit about that. But maybe he just didn't want to go to jail. Blacks really hate jail. I think everybody really hates jail. Most people. Unless you're autistic. Then you like it maybe the first time. But because you like the structure. And you like the black culture. It's a reference to Dylan's book. He loved jail his first time. I'm reading Dylan's book. Bad choices make good stories. Well, this is a good story, but it's actually a messed up story. So, I have a tweet from a friend of this former young man, he's dead now, from this guy who calls himself Zylak. And I don't know if he's part black. He looks white to me. He might be Hispanic or Armenian, but maybe he's white. But he was friends with this Reed guy. And let's see if I have his tweet. Okay, yeah, I do. It's at the very bottom if you're in ABC order, Joel. Zylak Sean Reed killed Black USA. This tweet, he says, I knew Sean. He was my friend. He was my wingman in basic training. Me, him, and our crew, should be he, our crew and I, would always talk about what we wanted to do in our future. Today I found out that he was murdered in cold blood for being black in America. A father, son, brother, and a U.S. veteran. Hashtag Sean Reed. That was posted May 6th, 2020 at 10 p.m. And it got a 47.9 thousand likes, 18.1 thousand retweets. I don't remember if I retweeted it. I commented under it. I'm like, yeah, he was killed for being black in America, all right. That's the wrong kind of black to be. Are you a veteran if you're discharged? Well, they didn't really disclose it for personal reasons out of privacy issues. So they didn't say that it was dishonorable discharge. Maybe it was a medical discharge. We don't know. Veteran is up for debate then, Joel says. Served 9 months. I don't know. That's enough to get killed. So luckily he didn't get killed, I guess. What a mess, though, huh? And murdered in cold blood for being black in America. And I have a picture of this guy, Zylak, who was claimed to be his friend. Just so you see, looks like a young guy. Probably younger than he looks. Probably around 21, just like Sean Reed. But that's his mindset. A kiss up. A kiss up to degeneracy. I don't know, like, did he see the video, how this guy was acting? Did he really know Sean Reed? I don't know. But that's that for Sean Reed. You can see him posing in several Facebook photos. You would think that they would have cleaned these up, but they didn't. With the guns in his pockets, he's wearing weird jumpsuits and things. And just a mess. What a shame. So, that's him. You do the math. But that's messed up. That's messed up how he behaved, right? And especially if he was a father. What a crazy. I don't want to say it. I just noticed that he had these light colored eyes, like greenish, bluish eyes. But I don't want to. I don't want to say that it looks like he might be related to Joel. But that's not how Joel's family acted, I don't think. Anyways, man. Yeah, crazy. So, I have more stuff to get to. I want to touch on the oppressive government alert. Over in Denver, Castle Rock area, this restaurant was forced to close, and the governor is running his mouth, who I don't think was a Republican. And I want to talk mess about Gloria Vanderbilt. Crazy lady, in my opinion. I might have you Google her just so you can show. She was a kind of a pretty lady. She died at age 90-something, just like last year. Anderson Cooper's mother. He was the last of 4 boys. Anyways, let me get to some calls, and we can talk Sean Reed. We can talk Ahmaud Arbery, if you like, so-called racism, and black on white crimes, if you like. I have Skip on the line with this story. But let me get to my second favorite caller, Earl from Michigan. Earl, how are you doing?
Oh, hola. David Duke 2.0, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. Louis Farrakhan 2.0, Gloria Vanderbilt.
Oh, what a copycat.
Yeah, I am a copycat. You know, man, so do you want to apologize to me for giving me a dumb, misleading stat? Actually, you should apologize to the black community because you're pretending that they have the same rate of crime as the whites against each other.
I didn't say the same rate of crime.
You said, it was very misleading because you said most blacks commit crimes against other blacks. Most whites commit other crimes against fellow whites, as if that means anything. It's a deceptive statement.
Is that correct?
You should apologize for it.
Is that correct?
It is, but it's not the whole story. You're telling a fact to mislead people. You're lying with facts.
No.
Yes?
I'm saying most blacks
Yeah.
that the crimes are committed are against blacks.
Right. Did you know that most interracial
whites-
crimes?
Did
you know that most interracial crimes are committed by blacks?
Well, I didn't say interracial. I said most crimes.
I know, but
act
did you
like
know
the
that
white-
most interracial crimes are committed by blacks?
Yeah, there are more-
Something
there are
like
more,
80%.
interracial crimes, but
Something like 80% of interracial crimes committed by blacks. And you know there's a lot of
the
Hispanics
limited-
targeting blacks too, by the way. So that's a lot.
of the limited crimes that are committed interracially.
Mm-hmm.
You may be right about the percentage,
Yep.
but overall,
And it's pretty out of control,
the majority
honestly.
of crimes
It's pretty out of control.
committed by,
And you know, there's a whole lot of hatred of whites by blacks,
majority of
including
crimes-
by you.
majority of crimes are committed against whites or committed by whites.
Right.
That's my
Which are
my point.
which are very few compared to blacks.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. See, now you're lying. Now you're lying, and now you need to apologize to the blacks because you're
86
spitting on the graves of the blacks who've been killed, and they're unsolved murders, most of them.
86% of crimes committed in the white community are committed by other whites.
Thank you for the useless information, Earl. That's stupid.
Oh, well, you can call it stupid.
I can
call
because it
factual.
is. Earl.
But
Earl.
talking about
Earl.
something else.
Hey, Earl.
You know,
Earl. Earl. Hey, Earl.
You know Walter
Hey, Earl.
Scott.
Earl. Did
Hey,
you know?
Walter Scott?
I'm putting you on hold, Earl, because I'm trying to talk to you and you won't shut up. Earl, can you hear me? Hey, Earl, I'm going to ask you a question about a technical question. Am I quiet in the mix? Can you not hear me when I'm saying Earl, Earl, Earl? Can you not hear me when I'm saying Earl, Earl, Earl when you're talking?
I hear you, but I'm.
Then how come you don't shut up? Earl, how come you don't shut up when I'm talking to you? I put him back on hold. So he hears me, but he's still talking. I just wanted to double check that. So Earl, since I'm the host, how come you don't be quiet when I'm saying Earl? You know I'm not going to let you talk. You know that I'm not going to let you talk when I'm trying to talk.
Decency.
You know that I'm not going to let you talk, buddy.
Don't mean try to.
I put it on back on hold. Earl, why are you so disrespectful?
Go in with your question.
Why are you so disrespectful?
Time.
Why are you so
Did you have a
disrespectful?
question? Huh?
Why are you so disrespectful?
Because you are.
That's not a good reason to
You
be
are
disrespectful.
You don't let the caller get out. You ask a question or make a point, and the caller patiently listens to what you're saying.
You're
and when he
patient. You're very
responds,
patient.
You let him get 2 words out, and then you interrupt him, either cutting him off or asking another question before he even finishes with the first question.
But Earl, you don't even answer the questions. You change the subject.
I answer the question.
No, you don't.
You just want to answer that you approve of.
Because
Now,
you
let
don't
me go
even
to the
answer the
point.
question. You change the subject. Okay, Earl,
No,
here's
you
my
changed the
question.
subject.
Here's my question.
You changed the subject.
Calm down.
I mentioned
Be quiet, Earl.
my response.
Earl.
And you
Earl.
change the subject.
Earl, my turn. So
James, what you want, James?
I'm putting him on hold. So Earl, did you know that blacks are 4 times as likely to kill blacks as whites are to kill whites? Did you know that?
Say what?
Did you know that blacks are at least 4 times as likely to kill other blacks as whites are to kill whites?
I don't care what the percentage is. I'm saying the majority of crimes.
I didn't
committed
give you
by
a
whites.
percentage. I didn't give you a percentage. I said, did you know that blacks are 4 times as likely to kill each other as whites are to kill each other?
So, what's that useless information
I
about?
asked you if you knew that. Did you know that?
No, I didn't care about it.
I know you don't care. I know you don't care
But I
about black
told
people
you to
dying.
talk about,
Thank you, man.
hey, you know,
Appreciate
Walter
that.
Scott,
And you also
know,
don't
Walter
care about
Scott-
blacks hating and killing whites either. So
no,
anyways,
you want to dominate the conversation.
of
You don't
course,
wanna
I'm
hear
the
what I
host. I'm
called
supposed
in
to dominate.
talk about
I got to dominate something.
what I called in to talk about before you try to direct me into the conversation
All right.
that you want to talk about.
Right, because I'm the host. Okay, go for it.
I don't give a damn what you are. But
Wow. And you call
I was
yourself a
talking about,
Christian. But
you
he's
know,
a Democrat, of course. Anyways,
Walter Scott,
yeah.
you know that the police that shot him went to jail. You remember that, don't you?
Yeah, he's in prison. What a shame.
Yeah.
To
Because
me
he was
that
guilty.
seems
And that was
you know, he may
embarrassing
I think
because
he was
most cops
hold
get
on.
off.
Hey, let me
Most
respond.
cops-
Hold on. Let me respond to that. I think that Walter Scott, Michael Slager was probably wrong for shooting the guy in the back, I guess.
Probably.
Yeah. Back in the good old
He got
days.
convicted because he was dead wrong.
Hold on. Let me explain,
Not
Earl. Let me explain.
accused upon.
Let me explain. In the good old days, you could shoot a fleeing criminal in the back because they're fleeing and they're
In the
a criminal.
good old days, what made it good?
It made it good because blacks weren't as prone to run back then. Now they're
How
prone
you know
to
what
run.
blacks were? How you know what blacks were?
I'm assuming because they were allowed to be shot in the back.
You assuming.
Yeah.
You speculating.
Let me explain
know
my
nothing.
reasoning. Earl, let me explain my reasoning why I think that it's a bad thing that they've kissed up to criminals and come down hard on cops, at least in this issue, right? Think about what Walter Scott did. He fought off an officer, Michael Slager. Allegedly, they fought over their taser. And a man who does that is a danger to the community. And so,
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. Are you kidding me?
No, you're not.
Yes, he is.
You don't know what preceded the event, the interaction.
Yeah, I do. He was about to step out of his
he
car.
wasn't
He said
dangerous.
he was about to. I put him on hold. He was about to step out of his car. He said, "Get back in the car." He said, "Okay." Close the car back up, and then he gets out of the car, darts, gets caught up. The Slager catches up to Walter Scott. They fight, and then Walter Scott runs off again, and then he gets shot in the back. Maybe the officer was exacerbated. Maybe he was mad. Maybe he thought that he was protecting the community. I don't know. He was convicted of like second-degree murder, I think. Maybe first. I don't think it was first. I would think it would be second because that's heat of the moment type of thing. But I don't know. The court system is very unjust. It's very politicized, and it's very against whites when it's a white-black incident. And cops, it's against cops. In these incidents, right? Seems like to me. So anyways, I think that back in 1970s, the Supreme Court said you can't shoot a person in the back, a fleeing suspect in the back. It has to be in so-called self-defense or whatever. And so the Supreme Court meddling, the U.S. Supreme Court, as if they have any say over this issue, meddling and turning female the law and order in this country. Maybe I'm wrong for saying that you should be able to shoot a fleeing suspect, but up until the 70s, it was legal to shoot a fleeing suspect. And it makes sense because they're fighting and running and causing havoc. And Earl is pretending that this man is no danger to the community, even though he showed that he's willing and desperate to be wild and run from the cops. It just reminds me of this Sean Reed situation. That young man is a danger to the community. He's reckless. He doesn't care about his own life, and he doesn't care about anybody else's life. And so I think the shooting was probably justified in the Sean Reed case. And the Walter Scott case, he was convicted. What can I say? Earl, what were you saying?
Listen to this, James. All that long soliloquy was wrong. You're not allowed to shoot a person running away.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
It's not your. It's not a danger to you
Right.
or anyone else.
You don't know that he was not a danger to anyone else. You're just assuming.
Well, of course he's not. Who was he going to hurt? Who was he hurting?
I don't know. He was acting erratic.
He didn't have a weapon. The problem was, that's why they convicted him.
Yeah, I know.
Did you know Hannity had to critique Jesse on the same issue? Even he couldn't.
Yeah, Hannity was acting emotional.
Policeman's actions.
I remember.
Even
Yeah, Hannity was acting emotional. That was even before he was convicted.
He was just being factual.
No, it was emotional.
He's a gun owner, and that made no sense whatsoever.
No, it makes sense.
He told Jesse he was out of line.
No, Jesse was not out of line. He was the only one right.
He always defended the white person. Even Kennedy
Hey,
had him on his
he did
show
not defend the white person. He said in this
White
country.
people-
Hold on, Earl. He said in this country you are innocent unless proven guilty, or innocent until proven guilty. And so we don't know the whole situation. He said wait and see, like he always does. Wait and see. And so Jesse was the only sane one in that whole situation. And you saw that was a classic episode in which Leo Terrell, a black stupid lawyer out of Los Angeles, stormed off the set, pulled his mic off and his earpiece off and said, "That's it, I'm leaving." And he got all mad because Jesse was defending innocent unless proven guilty. The cop is innocent unless proven guilty. And on top of that, the bigger issue, hold on, the bigger issue is, I'm putting Earl on hold. The bigger issue is that black anger is out of control towards police right now. It is, and it was back then too. It is crazy. And what's up with all these blacks running from cops? They get no scrutiny for that. Zero scrutiny in the liberal media for that. Even the Fox News. No blame was put on Walter Scott. He basically got himself killed. Because you never know if, especially nowadays, society is so out of control, there are going to be some cops who are angry, out of control. And you guys well know this. A lot of you guys are way less pro-cop than Jesse or me. And you know this. And if blacks are acting erratic, of course they're going to get shot and killed, sometimes even unjustly. But it's partly their fault for acting erratic. If you know that cops are kind of out of control because the anger in the world, society at large, is out of control, that means you behave. And then you're less likely to get yourself killed. Anyways, Earl.
Yeah,
So Jesse was right. Jesse was right about that. Sean was emotional.
No.
Yep.
He was factual. He was in the world of public opinion. He could say
Nope.
what he wanted to.
Nope.
He was out of the courtroom.
Wrong.
And if he thought it was murder, he could say it was murder. The other thing in the Auburn case, the guy named Roderick updated that he's been arrested too. Whoever was taking the film or whatever, he's been arrested over the weekend.
Oh, yeah?
Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that. Thanks for the update.
Yesterday,
You're talking about that guy, Roddy. Roddy Williams.
Roddy, he got arrested. And I read an article that on a police report, it said Ahmad was turning away to go the way he came, and a guy named Roddy attempted to block him.
Yeah. You can understand why if they're trying to make a citizen's arrest.
Well, that's why they're in trouble now. You can't impede somebody if you didn't see him committing a crime.
I don't know.
And another thing.
I don't know, Earl.
The older McMichael
Yeah.
was the one who led the charge. He called his son to join him.
Right.
The son didn't see nothing. He didn't
So
know
what?
happened.
So what?
He
Of
just
course,
joined his
of course,
father.
you're gonna need backup. You expect a 64-year-old man to
Well, I'm
stop
saying-
a 25-year-old black jogger?
But you were
Anyways,
saying
Earl, I gotta go.
They must have saw him doing something.
You don't see things
they
clearly,
both
Earl.
Didn't see him doing anything. They saw a black guy running.
Why are you so blind after all these years? How old are you?
None of your business. Don't try to change the subject. Don't
Well,
try to
I'm done with the
distract.
conversation, so I was just asking
I
a
know you are.
friendly
I know
question.
you are, because you're wrong. There's one thing I wanted to talk about. You said you want to go back to when white folks could stop blacks and do it in the past times.
Huh?
You said Sunday that you would like to go back in a day when whites could stop.
Are you talking about? Hold on. Are you Let me see if I know what you're talking about. Are you talking about the days when the men of the community could enforce the law and stop a thief?
Not thief. You don't know he's a thief
suspect.
or whatever.
A suspect.
Just somebody. They could stop people.
But that's what you're
suspected
talking
people.
about? Those are the comments you're talking about?
Yeah, I'm talking about those kind of comments. But you trying to.
I wasn't saying anything about whites and blacks, but it is true that blacks are committing a ton of the crimes, disproportionate, way disproportionate.
Blacks could not stop white folks for the same thing back in the day.
I don't know.
The thing about it is.
But I wasn't talking about going back in the day. I was talking about restoring some sanity, where men of the community can stop a thief.
Well, that's presupposed that he's a thief.
I
They
know.
have no proof he was a thief.
I wasn't talking.
They
I
have
was
no
speaking
evidence.
generally,
They
man.
didn't see him stealing nothing.
I was
So
speaking generally.
They took it upon themselves to stop him.
I gotta
That's
go,
God's
man.
law.
Nice talking with you. Oh, you know what? Maize wants to talk
What?
with you.
Who?
Maize from Dayton, Ohio, my first favorite caller, wants to talk to my second
Hey,
favorite
what's
caller.
up, Maize? Good to
Maize
hear
from
you.
Dayton. You're on the line with Earl. Go for it.
Hello, Earl. Now,
How you doing, Maize? Good to hear from you.
Can you tell me what you think when you hear James say that blacks commit more crimes than anybody, and we are only what percent of the population? That's
About
what the-
13% or something like that.
13%.
So when you hear-
50% of the murders.
I'm asking an earlier question. So when you hear majority rules, so isn't the majority ruling everything that happens to everywhere? I mean, the courts, the departments, and all of these things that they're ruling.
Yeah, they
No.
rule,
Then they don't admit-
They rule on every genre there is, whether
In the
it's
statistics,
sports, military, courts, political. They're in control.
There's a
They're
funny
in,
ring going on.
Leadership spots, in all those things.
Oh,
So
nice.
We don't rule anything.
no, 13%. And then you look at like you got 10 black.
So
men.
you guys don't believe that 13% of the
No.
population is committing 50% of the
No.
murders?
Who's telling us this?
The blacks,
the
fellow
statistics?
blacks are telling. Everybody's telling us this. Maize,
James, you know why I say
Maize,
this?
I think you like to deny reality.
James,
You
you know
don't.
why I say this?
You
Let me
don't like. You
finish.
don't like to notice
No,
that
I-
blacks are
I have
committing
facts.
crimes
Yes,
like
sir.
crazy.
No. Can I say this, James?
Yeah.
See, if your crime, you get it expunged. Black crime, you just go to jail, regardless if you're young or old.
No, blacks
So
don't.
that's the
Blacks get
difference.
away
We
with
like
murder
keeping
more
count
than
of those
anybody.
people.
Blacks get away with their murders.
It's y'all laws that's causing everything.
No.
And you want to admit it. That y'all keep
You can-
more crime.
you can-
Y'all beat
well-
y'all wives up
well,
more
the
than
point
anybody.
is, Maize,
So don't be telling me this.
For
Everything we're
Maize,
supposed to
for
believe.
Maize, it's black liberals versus whites.
What? I don't believe in liberal. I tell you what
Yes,
I am.
but you're a liberal.
I am
You are a
human.
liberal. You are a
I am
liberal. You're
human. You wanna tell me what I
pro-abortion.
am?
You're a liberal.
That's what I'm saying.
And you hate
Well,
Jesse
you
Lee
know,
Peterson. You're a liberal.
Justice
wanna-
systems in it.
And so for her, it's black liberals versus
You don't
whites.
have-
Y'all.
James, do they have
And
to
for us, I'm putting Maize on hold. And Earl. And for normal people, or at least people who are trying to be normal, it's good versus evil. And there's evil whites who are going along with the out-of-control blacks, kissing up to them, feeling sorry for them. So, of course, blacks are going to get away with murder. And they're also going to get never murdered with no justice. That's what's happening in like the major cities like Chicago, where 80% or more are getting away with murder and getting murdered and no recourse. Never caught. So now, Maize.
As I was saying.
James, did you hear my question?
No.
No, when you find a serial killer, they don't.
Are there two different justice systems in the United States?
No, it's becoming more and more unjust because of scum like
Who
you.
runs the court system? Who's the majority?
Degenerate liberals. Degenerate liberal judges and brainwashed liberal juries largely run the court system. It's very political, very
White
politicized.
Like,
Yes,
Yep.
they know they've already acknowledged.
I gotta go,
they're
Earl.
white.
Nice talking with you, man. Adios.
All right, adios.
All right. What's up,
Let
Maize?
me ask Earl a question. It's like, who's running these systems? You keep talking about liberal. They liberals and conservatives are the same. So they both doing the same
They're
thing.
not the same
If you
thing.
get-
They're not
if you-
exactly the same thing, Maize.
But
Maize.
with these
Maize.
statistics,
Evil
what?
people.
They are. They
Evil
are
people are seem to be running
They're all
most
evil. They
of the
work
government.
Together. They married to each other. It's what I said. When you come to statistics, who's doing these statistics? Because if you get a record expunged of a kid when he's growing up, and then the other one did commit. The
So
same
you just
crime,
want to
you
shrug
never
off the
know until he
FBI
committed a-
statistics
Excuse me?
when it's convenient for you. You want to
Yeah,
shrug
no,
off
it's
the
not convenient
FBI.
to me. It's not convenient to me. I'm saying
It
as
is
long
very
as you do
convenient
that, if
because
it's
you
not done by a
identify
group-
with your blackness.
Let me explain. If it's not done by a group of people of all colors, I don't believe it because one group telling me something.
That's dumb, Maize. That's
it could be a
dumb.
group
That's
of-
extremely
it
stupid.
Could be a black group people come and tell a group of black people come.
That's
and tell me something.
extremely
Which is-
stupid,
it's
Maize.
only them.
Diversity
No,
doesn't. A diverse amount of people, so-called
Your
diverse
laws
of
are meant
all
for
different
you.
colors, tracking
No.
information
That's
means
what
that
this
it's going to
world
be
is.
liberal slanted.
That's
Because
what this world is of people of all colors.
I know, but it shouldn't.
Isn't it?
It shouldn't be.
Or
It shouldn't be.
just make
It shouldn't be
one
a
color.
diverse bunch of
It's not
people.
black and white, James. It's mixed with
Maze,
everything.
Maze. It's about right and wrong,
That's
and
right,
the
right and
people
wrong,
that
but you
the
don't do
people that
right.
you agree with are wrong.
No, agree. What do you mean?
The people that you agree with are wrong.
What do you mean? And then one you agree with are right. Just like some of the blacks you
For the
ain't calling
most
in
part,
here,
they're
but
right.
I-
Sometimes
something
I've
they
been
come in
agreeing
here.
with people who are
That's
wrong.
not a clue. But when you come
All right.
to numbers, take a look at the numbers.
No,
and
Mace, you
and
don't
see
care
who's
about
doing it.
reality because the reality is
Until I
you
see
run
a
into.
I'm gonna leave
You
it
run
like
into
this.
I mean, you can see for yourself
run
that the
into
blacks are
bias.
acting out of
That's what
control.
you run into,
All
bias.
right,
When you
Mace,
got one-
gotta go.
Jane, let me say it like this: when you got one group of people doing stuff, you run into bias, and you get their whatever
Not
they
true.
think.
Not true.
Oh yes,
no,
you do.
no.
Why don't?
Whites tend to be pretty fair-minded. Not so with the POCs in this
So if they
country.
were fair-minded,
They have
then
a
why did-
liberal bias.
why
And
did
then
they
they
change
come
it?
from places that are liberal. They're
fair-minded.
educated in places that are liberal.
James.
And then you have a whole bunch of whites that are raised up in these liberal institutions.
James, if they
They're
were fair-minded,
brainwashed.
why they-
They're
if
not.
they were fair-
They are biased.
Okay, so if they were fair-minded,
They're
why you have to
biased
come
in
up with-
favor of lies, which are what you're
Well,
for.
let me finish. If they were fair-minded, why they have to come up with laws against the stupid stuff that they do?
I don't know.
You can't shoot a man in the back while he's running. They could at once upon a time, as you say it. So if
Yeah.
they were so fair-minded.
You
when was
disagree
a-
with that law?
You was a minority, the majority then, and you did stuff.
You
So
disagree
they had
with
to come
the
up laws to
the
make-
law, Maze,
they have
of
to
shooting
come up-
people
they
in the
have to
back?
come up with laws to change things to keep crazy people from doing.
I gotta
stuff
go,
to harm
Maze.
people.
You have a good day.
So, no, you have a good one because you can't take this.
I know because you're so
I know I
dumb.
do. When somebody telling
You're
you the
so
truth, you just
dumb,
can't take
Maze.
it. If I'm dumb, what that make you?
I'm dumb, but you're dumb.
Thank you. So then that's a black person dumb and a white person dumb. So what
I
do
know,
they
but
got to
you're
do with it?
outright
Unless
evil.
you- and as I say, unless you have everybody.
I gotta go.
around
You
the
have a
table,
good day.
It's gonna always be your numbers against someone else's. So have a good
All
one,
right,
James.
you too. Bye. She just wants to disguise the fact the blacks are out of control. They have no concern for the out of control blacks. Anyways, let me get to Skip out of Augusta, Georgia. Skip, thanks for holding, man. What's up?
Hey, man, you got a lot more patience than I do, having both of them on at the same time. Good
Yeah.
God.
Out of control. What a mess.
Completely out of control. And both of them
Paramedic is
are
on the
in
line, and
denial.
he's gonna comment on how Earl and Maize deny reality. Very true. But anyways,
Denial is a river. It's
Yeah.
not what they think it is.
and it's
But
ever
look at here,
flowing
you
for
know-
them. Denial. Anyways,
How much of this news story here have you heard in the national news about the black guy that with a high-powered rifle shot and killed this old man, or I don't know how old they were, but this man and woman in the cemetery that went out there, I guess, to take some flowers to somebody they knew. And the old black guy just picked them off with a high-powered rifle.
Where
Now,
was
that's
this?
what you call hunting. That's what in Delaware. It was just a few days ago.
to answer your question,
what-
I didn't hear about it at all in the mainstream news. I overheard Nick talking about it. You know, Nick Jesse Lee Peterson's producer. And I saw
Right.
a little bit about it in Vincent James's Telegram, who's a journalist and activist on behalf of Americans and whites.
Yeah, that's what you call hunting, James.
Yeah, exactly.
You
So
post-
when
you
when
post
did you
up
say this
somewhere-
happened?
Yeah, it was a few days ago, like Friday or something.
What
Thursday,
was
Friday,
it
Saturday.
inspired by? Was it inspired by this Ahmaud Arbery case?
Just a damn out of control black. He ain't got to be inspired by nothing.
No, I know, but generally, a lot of times, cops are getting picked off by blacks who are mad about Michael Brown or Trayvon Martin, or Eric Garner. And so blacks will go and pick off 2 cops at point blank range and say, I'm putting wings on pigs in a blanket. I'm putting pigs in a blanket. And because he's killing them as revenge for the killings of Eric Garner and stuff like that, Michael Brown. So blacks are succumbing to the
guy that got killed
propaganda.
in Brunswick. There's enough evidence to show that he broke into that house, broke into it. He wasn't even supposed to be in that house, so that's.
I don't know if he had to break
that's
anything, but because it was
he
open
didn't break
construction.
in, but he damn went in there, and it wasn't his house, wasn't his property.
True.
I mean, he had no business in there.
And
then
it was
when
an
they said
ongoing thing, according to the footage, dating back to October
Right.
2019. There was no
then
footage
when
of
they
him
said
stealing anything, but we just
when they
don't
said
know what's
something
going
to him
on.
when they said something to him about it, he took off running. That's on the doggone running and jogging. I see them doing the whole film.
Yeah.
And I heard the 911 call before they even approached the guy, and they never mentioned that he was a black guy. It wasn't about color. It just there was somebody going into that house that wasn't supposed to be in there.
Yeah.
And then the 911 operator wanted the description of the guy, and that's when the color came up. He was a black guy.
Crazy.
And they have turned this whole thing into a Ku Klux Klan white supremacist hate crime. And
Right.
now you got this black guy. You killed this white man and white woman, and they won't even talk about it. And he actually did hunt them.
Right.
They wasn't hunting that black boy they killed in Brunswick. I mean, it's just stupid.
Yeah,
It's
you're right.
ridiculous.
They weren't. They were trying to stop him. He wouldn't stop. They got in an altercation. And you can say that they may have done some things wrong. I guess maybe it'll come out that they did some things wrong. I don't know. But that boy is dead in part because of his own actions. He went up against the white man. And you can say, oh, he was scared, but he assaulted the white man who had the gun. You can say that the white man assaulted him first, I guess, at that point. Then it is maybe self-defense. But it wasn't an effective form of self-defense. Maybe he should have been hands up, don't shoot. And a lot of these blacks are just so, I don't know what's wrong with their mind, that they are willing to jump into these life or death situations and get themselves killed. Michael Brown did the same
Well,
thing.
you got people like Earl. You got people like Earl and Maize that has so much hatred towards the white man
Yeah.
that they're not gonna see anything right or wrong. All they see is black and white,
Right.
black and white, and that's sad because there's about 3 or 4 YouTube channels on here on YouTube that's predominantly black, and they all go for the blacks, no matter if they're white or wrong, right or wrong. And I made some comments on each one of them. Each one of the channels about this Brunswick shooting. Oh my God, I've been getting they hit me up, threatening me and cussing and just going all crazy. I said, look here, you got a platform, you got a lot of people that listen, y'all, and you need to tell the truth, whether you like the truth or not.
Yeah.
You've got to put the truth out there because you influence a lot of people.
Yeah.
But they don't want to hear that.
Right.
They don't wanna hear it. Well, look at here.
Thank you,
I just want to
Skip.
call you about that because that's the true hunting. And what that CNN on one of them MSNBC that said that they had hunted the black boy.
Yeah. Yeah, they did. A bunch of them did. And they said, oh, he was
Right.
killed while jogging. He was killed while having an altercation with the guy over the gun. He was confronted while jogging. You can say, oh, the confrontation was questionable. And maybe it was.
Now,
I don't know.
you gotta-
But anyways, thank you, Skip.
You got a few black YouTube channels like the Conservative Twins or whatever they're called,
Right.
and 2 or 3 other ones, and they've got some sense about themselves.
Right.
They showed everything, and with the film,
Yep.
and the 911 calls, and what was according to the law that you can do a citizen's arrest. That did nothing to violate the law.
And keep in mind, history is written by scum like this liberal media that's saying, oh, he was killed while jogging. History is written by people like them. And so that's why you can't really even trust history, because it's not, the present day journalists are not sober-minded or clear or honest or truthful.
Or truth, they're not truthful at all.
And so
they have an
that
agenda.
especially whoever's writing history today, unless the good guys win, you're not going to get the truth out. Skip, thanks, man. It's good to hear from you.
All right, good talking with you, Hake. Talk
All
to
right.
you later.
Take care. Let me get to Hank out of New York. I opened up the treasure chest. Guys, I'm sorry. I forgot to open the Jesse Lee Peterson treasure chest, didn't I? Ah, what a mess. Apologies. We'll open the treasure chest tomorrow. It'll hopefully be double, right? Doesn't it last a little while? Anyways, Hank, New York, what's up?
You need a second hour, sir.
Yeah.
Because Maize and, Florence and Earl went on for a while.
Florence.
On and on and on and on, talking pure rubbish.
Yeah.
Makes no sense. Some of what they say are true,
Right.
but very few. For
Yeah.
example, you have the Dollar General murder. No outcry.
Yeah, black on black. A black
You have a
security guard.
a postal worker that was killed over a stimulus check. Oh, I couldn't get my check. Meanwhile, you have a damn dog excuse my language, a dog in the place.
Yeah.
They wrote you several letters telling you, control the dog, put up the dog, do something so that your mail could be delivered.
No responsibility.
Did you do that? No. So now you stake out the place and some way, somehow, shot the woman and killed her. Any outrage?
Right.
No. We had a librarian around here, and I'll say this again. Guy's inside the library, playing music, loud as hell. She walks up to him, security guard walks up to him and say, hey, could you turn the music down, sir? This is a library. It's common sense.
Right.
What did he do? Took his knife out and he went to work. He killed her. Did you hear about that on the news?
I did not even hear about that ever.
Okay. That happened here in town, and everything is swept under the rug. I haven't seen Al Sharpton. I haven't seen anybody come out. Why
Yeah.
is it when these things happen, there is no outrage? What is the difference? Murder is murder. Look up in Chicago.
I know.
Same thing.
It's
over
because
and over and over again.
It's because their imaginary racism is worse than murder. They're fine with murder. It's just their imaginary racism that they don't like.
And how do you even deny it when example after example after example? Why is it no one learns from this? Here you have this idiot.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be a veteran and all this. Yeah, well, whatever.
Sean Reed.
Cold-blooded murder. It was written as. So then
Right.
these people pick up on all these little catchphrases, catchwords, right?
For being black in America.
Right. You have LeBron James and all these fools come out. LeBron doesn't have this problem.
I know.
I don't care if you want to write crap on your fence and post it all over. Oh, they don't like me or whatever. Then go and live among your very fans and see the difference.
Maybe it was a fan who did
Chris
it.
Rock says
Maybe
this
it's a
all the
black.
time.
You know, most of these so-called hate crime graffiti things are done by blacks or gays.
I've seen a lot of that. People
Yeah.
writing things knowing the media is going to broadcast it, and they just go on and on and on
Yep.
and on. This
Hoaxes.
fool in the car, running around, shooting at houses. Why isn't there anybody saying it? How comes Maize didn't say a word about this? And
Yeah.
all the other ones.
I
Why-
should have
Why
asked-
does this situation get a pass?
I should have asked Maize and Earl what they thought of that Sean Reed case.
All the time you see this. You see that these guys will make videos. They'll get $1,000 and they'll post a video about it.
Yeah.
Like, so what? Who cares? I don't see Bill Gates or anybody going around laying in a pool of money.
Yeah.
Why is it only these folks do these things over and over and over, and then when something happens, oh, they killed him because he was black. They killed him because of this. They killed him because of that. The hell's going on with these people? Come on, man. Wake up. Learn from what is going on. It's sickening. It's stupid. I mean, I don't even know what else to say.
Because I think the issue is facts don't change people's minds. People don't care about facts. I think practically nobody cares about facts except for the facts that they like to know about. And so you have to cut through that crap to get to the heart. And most people, their heart is evil and they're never going to repent, right? And so that's their trauma. Their trauma is believing the lies about so-called racism, right? And other people have the trauma of pot or alcohol or, I don't know, hating somebody or something. But in reality, everybody hates everybody for the
other
most
thing,
part. Yeah.
Why on earth, and I'll say this, anybody black, since you want to identify with color, look into this and see where you could go wrong. Put yourself in that same situation with this guy They said he was murdered in cold blood.
Sean Reed.
Well, not only him. Forget about him. The
Yeah.
other guy.
Ahmaud Arbery.
Correct.
Yeah.
If the guys are bothering you, rolling up on you, you have no idea who they are. I wouldn't have any idea who they are.
Yeah.
I would really be ready to either fight them or some way, somehow defend myself if they come out and try to attack me. But at the same time, you also got to think, are you armed? Can you defend yourself?
You're right.
Are those guys armed? They're
Yes.
going to defend themselves. They're not going to want to die. You're not going to want to die.
Yep.
So now you got to use your brain. You can't just instinctively run up on these people and believe, okay, I'm going to knock you out. I'm going to punch you in your head. What do you bother me for?
Yeah, that's that
the
recklessness,
attitude
man.
Everywhere you go. And a lot of the times you end up getting killed. You run up on a guy with a gun. What
I know,
the devil
man.
are you thinking that you're going to punch him out? It's not going to work. By the time
Earl,
you go
I mean,
20
Hank,
feet,
I
he'll turn the
appreciate
gun
it,
and
man.
shoot you.
You're talking sense. I got to go, though. Take care, man. Appreciate you.
No problem, man.
All right. Jib Jab says, great coverage, referring to the Sean Reed stuff. I wouldn't expect less from the Hake report. La, la, la. Red Green Show says, Hank, how do you know weed smoke is different than cigarette from cigarette? I've seen it come out of black people's mouths. Anyways, Danny says, Earl did some running from cops back in the day. I cannot confirm. Aaron Collins says, Hake is playing NBA Jam. He's on fire. Oh, I remember that game. We played it one time in high school. Somebody brought it on a cross-country trip. Anyways, congrats to Noah's Ark, Kansas, Hot Computer Smell, Nolo King, Take Care Business Bear, Winning Smile, and thank you to Hot Computer Smell, Noah's Ark, Kansas, Take Care Business Bear. Arizona Lineman, Paramedic, thanks, man. I'm sorry I couldn't get to your call. Garan Bear, Independence, SZQ, FUTube 420, Kid Combo 187. Thank you guys. Appreciate that. And we'll see you tomorrow on the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. Jesse should be back, and I'll be back with more on the Hake Report. I'll have some more insane black anger mess about Gloria Vanderbilt. I'm sorry I didn't get to it. And the oppressive government cracking down on small businesses, on businesses. All right. Take care, guys.